Alright, so something I've been recently thinking about is how hobbies turn into your style or aesthetic. And I don't just mean your sense of style or fashion, but I'm talking how you decorate a room or your sense of just feeling and aesthetic. The way you carry yourself, how you express your creativity. A lot of people think that aesthetic is something you just wake up and have, that you just pick it off the shelf, but realistically, that's not really how it works. Your aesthetic is something that you gather over time, your hobbies, things you like, things you enjoy spending your time on. And people really are overlooking that connection. Because when you see someone with a strong aesthetic or someone that looks like they've got it all together, they assume that it was all planned out, but most of the time it's just a collection of what they like doing. If someone spends their time hiking a lot or taking walks, nature walks, their style might naturally just lean to more earth tones or lean to more practical clothing, and that might just be what they like. Or for another example, if someone likes knitting or plushies or something like that, they might naturally lean to more of a warm, fluffy, cozy aesthetic. It's like hobbies leave little fingerprints on the way you present yourself. When you're doing something you enjoy, you're not doing something just to perform. You're doing it because you genuinely like it. It may seem gradual at first, but over time it starts to shape your personality, your aesthetic, and just everything in general. It shapes what's natural to you, what you like to wear. So that style or aesthetic that people look for can just be something that you naturally gravitate towards. But nowadays, I feel like that process gets interrupted with social media and all of the external thoughts and other people's opinions on what you like, and over time it starts to wear away at your creativity. Nowadays everything's backwards. Instead of hobbies shaping people's style, they let social media shape their style. That's where things get really weird, because if you scroll long enough you'll see a million different aesthetics: minimalistic, classy, clean girl, so many different aesthetics. And instead of trying to curate an aesthetic, people just pick it off the shelf and say that's the one I want. And I don't think that's how it's meant to be, because that creates a false sense of creativity, personality, and originality. When you do that, even on Pinterest and just different like social media like TikTok, that stuff just starts to become overused and oversaturated. That's why I think a lot of aesthetics and personalities just all blend in, because everyone gets their aesthetics from Pinterest, TikTok, and social media in general, and use the same mood boards. So now everyone seems the same. When people think they're expressing themselves, that's not really true. They're just expressing someone else and replicating what's already on social media. Which brings me to something I've noticed. When people talk about finding their aesthetic, they look outwards, which is the biggest mistake you can possibly make, because that just gives you the thoughts that, what aesthetic do I like? This person's aesthetic looks really cool, let me copy it. Or I want to do this, I want to do that. The better question is, what do I actually enjoy doing? Looking inwards, which is the biggest topic of today. People usually try and go on this journey of finding themselves, but they cut it off too early because it takes too long. A lot of people see things like, say, a room decor or room inspiration and just use that to make their rooms. But I think of it in a different way. Say for the case of this example, room decor and just room inspiration. Instead of trying to just find some on Pinterest, why don't you just surround yourself with things that you love doing, or surround yourself with hobbies? That's how you really create a room that feels personal and lived in. I'm just gonna go on my laptop and just show you my Pinterest room aesthetics, and then you can kind of just see my background, which shows what I really like. And say for example, this really interests me, the different patterns and textures and things say this giraffe texture. I don't know, something about it just draws me in. And what I ask myself is, what would I use this for? Or what draws me in? What makes it so good? And sometimes you can't answer that. Sometimes it's something that just feels so natural. I don't know. But something like this, the dragon scales types of jeans. Not necessarily I'm gonna wear dragon scale jeans, but I mean I could, but it's something that draws me in because the textures of it looks like you could just feel it and it would be scratchy or something like that. Like, it could be so vague and you can still save it. Things like this is like how you actually use Pinterest. Like, say this, I've got different accessories. Like, recently I've really been obsessed with these nails. Like, these look really cool, and like different shapes, different patterns, and bangles, they look pretty good. Are they called bangles or bagels? I actually don't know. But rings, different things, sunglasses, beanies, all these. I've got a lot of interests. I mean, piercings too. I mean, who doesn't like piercings? But back to what I was talking about. You can see when someone genuinely enjoys something or has a hobby because they would surround themselves with that hobby. You will know when you see someone that genuinely has an interesting style or sense of decor. Like, if you see someone that loves books or loves music, you would see that all over their room. And if not all over their room, you would probably see it like in just the way they are. If someone likes photography or art, you might see it on their walls. Those things create a natural aesthetic, not something that's forced. It's just the environment reflecting what they actually enjoy doing. That's where hobbies come in again. They generate visuals, tools. Those visuals slowly become part of your environment. They become part of your identity, which eventually becomes part of your style. This is where childhood gets interesting, because this is where it comes into this video. Think about back when you were younger. How many times were you actually influenced by other people to like something that interests you? You were way more inspired, much more easier, and it wasn't something that you thought, I want to get inspired. You just got inspired and you had no control over it, because as a kid, you're not flooded by external things. You just liked whatever was cool, toys, cartoons, games, anything. You just thought, that's cool, I like it. You didn't need to fit into an aesthetic category or fit it neatly into some sort of box, and that freedom naturally created creativity. For example, when I was younger, I really enjoyed things like Lego, art, cartoons, action figures. I really enjoyed those types of, like, they're just childlike things. Looking at the textures, the different shapes, and all the different types of Lego bricks. And that definitely translated into how I see style now, because now I think of style as something you just put together like two Lego bricks, which could create something different or something new. Style is like putting a video game character together or something like of that sort. My dad kind of influenced this, because when I was younger, he dressed me in things like hip-hop style and hip-hop culture, which I find that, like, I really like nowadays, and the baggy aesthetic and the baggy looks, like, that's something that carried on over from that. Key thing though, none of it was forced. We just loved these things because we just loved it. And it's not because originality was easier back then, but because creativity and putting your own spin on things was much easier when you were younger, because you didn't really care. External influence nowadays shapes people so easily, and social media can shape a person's view of style or room decor. But I say you should start with what you enjoy instead of starting with social media, because those can shape you in a way where you ignore what you actually like, so you can fit in with what's currently trending. When you do something that's natural to you, you don't feel like you're performing or someone's putting external pressure on you, but it feels natural and you feel creative and original, which can make you really feel good. An aesthetic can be copied, but style cannot, because style is built from personal experiences, hobbies, and things that people like. That's what can make things feel lived in. So the first step to finding your style isn't looking through Pinterest, but looking inwards and looking at what you enjoy and your hobbies. In those questions, the answers are forming, your style is starting to form. You just have to be careful to notice it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It was kind of a long video, to be honest, and the editing took a hell of a long time, but I wouldn't enjoy it any less, because it's editing. I love editing. So see you in the next video. If you enjoyed it, put it in the comments. If you didn't, please don't put it in the comments.